You are about to hear something that can change the flow of money in your life forever. Not tomorrow, not next year, but tonight. Imagine this. You are lying in bed, the lights are off, the world is silent, and as your eyes grow heavy, your mind opens a door that is closed all day. A door to the deepest part of you, a door to the place where every belief, every fear, and every possibility lives. Neville Goddard called this the state akin to sleep. It is the moment when your conscious mind surrenders and your subconscious becomes the master. And in that moment, what you whisper to yourself becomes the seed of your tomorrow. Think about the last time you went to bed worried about bills. Think about how you replayed the same thoughts of debt, lack, and fear, and then notice how the next morning nothing changed. Or worse, things got heavier. This is not coincidence. This is law. Neville revealed something most people ignored. He said, "The last thought before sleep is the first creation of the day to come. Whatever you accept in that drowsy twilight state, your subconscious accepts as fact. And when the subconscious accepts something, life must rearrange itself to prove you right." So here is the question I ask you tonight. What if, instead of planting worry, you planted wealth? What if, instead of imagining failure, you imagined money flowing freely into your life? What if, before your body drifts into dreams, you placed one single phrase into the soil of your mind and let it grow while you sleep? This video is not about empty motivation. This is about direct instruction from Neville Goddard himself. It is about a phrase, a simple, powerful phrase, one that can bend reality to your assumption of abundance. But here is the secret. It is not enough to simply hear the words. You must feel them. You must let them echo inside you until they become more real than the world you see in daylight. And tonight, you will learn how, step by step. You will discover the mystery of the night, the danger of negative imagination, the hidden phrase, and the exact way to use it. If you stay until the end, you will not just know the words. You will be carrying them into your bed, into your dreams, and into the fabric of your future. So breathe, slow down, and prepare yourself. Because in a few moments, you will hear what to say every night before sleep, and you may never see money the same way again. The mystery of the night. Every night, as you lay down to rest, something extraordinary happens. You think you are simply closing your eyes. You think you are leaving behind the worries of the day. But in truth, you are stepping into the most creative, most powerful moment of your entire existence. Neville Goddard called it the gateway to creation. It is that fragile space between wakefulness and sleep. A space where your conscious guard relaxes, where reason and logic begin to fade. And in that quiet surrender, your subconscious is wide open, waiting to receive instructions. Most people do not realize this. They climb into bed full of anxiety. They replay conversations that hurt them. They rehearse arguments. They calculate bills and debts in their mind until the very last second before sleep. And what happens? They wake up to the same life, the same lack, the same heavy weight pressing on their chest. But you are learning something different tonight. You are discovering that the night is not simply rest. The night is a workshop of creation. It is the soil where tomorrow is planted, and whatever seed you drop into that soil just before your eyes close will grow. Think of your subconscious as a perfect servant. It does not argue. It does not question. It only accepts. And in the state akin to sleep, every word, every image, every feeling you allow yourself to hold is accepted as fact. This is why Neville insisted that you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled before drifting into sleep. Because in that moment, your imagination is not play. It is law. It is creation. The unseen currents of your life begin to shift. People, events, circumstances all move in silence to reflect what you last impressed upon your subconscious. So let me ask you, What are you planting each night? Are you planting fear, lack, and desperation? Or are you planting wealth, freedom, and gratitude? When you understand the mystery of the night, you realize something breathtaking. You do not have to fight during the day. You do not have to push, struggle, and exhaust yourself chasing money. You simply need to surrender to the right image before sleep. Because the night is when the true work is done. Pause for a moment. Picture yourself tonight, lying in your bed, your body relaxed, your breathing slow, and instead of replaying your worries, you let one clear picture, one phrase, one feeling of abundance flow through you. Do you feel how different that is? Do you sense the power waiting to be claimed? This is the mystery of the night. It is not silence, it is creation. And when you master it, every morning becomes evidence of the seed you planted while the world slept. The hidden vault of the mind. Inside you there is a vault. It is not made of iron or steel. It has no lock, no visible door, and yet it is the most secure vault in the universe, because within it rests every belief, every assumption, every secret law that shapes your life. This vault is your subconscious mind. It holds treasures beyond imagination. It holds the blueprint of who you believe yourself to be. It is here that the story of your life is written, line by line, scene by scene. And here is the mystery. This vault does not open with effort. It does not respond to force, struggle, or endless striving. It responds to one thing only, the quiet surrender of the night. During the day, your conscious mind is busy. It filters, questions, rejects. It tells you that's not possible. You can't have that. Money doesn't come easily. But when you drift into the edge of sleep, the guard steps aside. The vault is open. And in that moment, every thought, every phrase, every image you allow to pass through is deposited into the subconscious as unquestionable truth. Do you understand the weight of this? Every night, you are programming yourself. Every night, you are depositing instructions into the vault, and every morning, life begins arranging itself to honor those instructions. When you go to bed whispering, "I never have enough. Things are always hard. I can't escape these debts." You are not simply venting frustration. You are programming the vault. You are sealing into your subconscious the image of poverty, and the world, obedient as a shadow, mirrors it back to you. But when you realize that the vault is open, you can choose differently. You can choose to whisper a new story. You can plant into the vault the image of wealth, of money flowing, of abundance already yours. And because the subconscious accepts without argument, the vault receives it as fact. Neville taught this again and again. The subconscious is not concerned with what is true or false. It only accepts what is vividly imagined and felt as real. This is the golden key. The vault does not care about your bank account today. It does not care about what logic or reason says is possible. It only takes what you feel deeply as already done. So tonight, when you approach sleep, imagine yourself holding the key to this hidden vault. See yourself opening it with ease. And then place inside one single phrase of wealth, one seed of prosperity, one assumption that money flows freely to you. Then let the vault close. Trust that it is done. And tomorrow, watch as life begins to bend, in ways both subtle and dramatic, to reflect what you placed inside. Because the vault of the mind never forgets, it never fails. It only delivers what you deposit. And the question is, what will you choose to place inside tonight? The danger of negative thought before sleep. Close your eyes for a moment and remember the last night you went to bed worried. Your mind was heavy. You rehearsed the numbers in your head. Rent, bills, debts stacking higher and higher. You replayed conversations that made you feel small. And as you drifted into sleep, those thoughts did not disappear. They sank deeper. They slipped past the conscious guard and entered the vault of your subconscious. This is the hidden danger. Most people believe that sleep is an escape. They think that once they close their eyes, their thoughts no longer matter. But the truth is the opposite. Your final thought before sleep is not the end of the day. It is the beginning of tomorrow. When you fall asleep worried, the subconscious does not argue. It accepts your fear as truth. It takes your sense of lack and engraves it into the blueprint of your life. And then, the next morning, without realizing it, you walk into a world that reflects that very impression. Think carefully about this. If night after night you fall asleep in the feeling of debt, what must life mirror back to you? If night after night you surrender to the thought, I never have enough, what must the subconscious create? The law is precise. The subconscious accepts without resistance, and the world obeys. This is why Neville warned so clearly, do not let the sun go down upon your wrath. Do not carry anger, fear, or scarcity into your sleep. Because those emotions do not vanish in the night, they solidify, they become the foundation of your tomorrows. You may think, but I can't control my thoughts, they just come. And yet, in the sacred moment before sleep, you do have a choice. You can choose what image to hold, you can choose what phrase to whisper, you can decide what seed to plant, because if you do not choose, your worries will choose for you. And worry is a cruel master. Imagine this. A person goes to bed each night saying, I can't afford this, nothing ever works out. In their sleep, the subconscious receives it. The next week, opportunities slip away. Bills come unexpectedly. People treat them with disregard, not because the world is against them, but because they instructed their subconscious to produce lack. Now imagine another person, the same debts, the same challenges, but as they drift into sleep they whisper, I am wealthy now. Money flows freely to me. They do not fight the outer world. They do not argue with logic. They simply assume wealth in the inner world, and the subconscious, faithful and unchallenged, accepts it. Soon, life bends. An unexpected check arrives. A door opens. A chance meeting brings new opportunity, because the seed planted in the night cannot remain buried. This is the danger of negative thought before sleep. And it is also your liberation. For if the night has been your prison, it can just as easily become your palace. The choice is always yours. The secret phrase of Neville. You have felt the mystery of the night. You have seen the hidden vault of the mind. You have faced the danger of falling asleep in fear. And now, it is time. Time to hear the phrase Neville Goddard gave to those who were ready to create wealth, not by effort, but by imagination. The phrase is simple. It is not long. It does not need force. It only needs to be whispered with belief, with surrender, with quiet certainty. Here it is. I am wealthy now. 4 words, that is all. And yet those 4 words carry more power than years of struggle, because when you speak them as you drift into sleep, you are not begging, you are not asking, you are not hoping, you are assuming. Neville taught that assumption, when persisted in, hardens into fact. So when you whisper, I am wealthy now, you are not describing the world as it is. You are commanding the world to align with your inner state. You are declaring that wealth is not a future event. It is not something distant. It is here. It is now. Say it slowly in your mind. I am wealthy now. Feel how each word lands inside you. Do not rush. Do not force. Let the phrase sink into your chest, into your breath, into the silence of your being. As you repeat it, imagine what it feels like to already be wealthy. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Let the feeling rise in you, even if only for a moment. Imagine your debts gone. Imagine freedom to give, to receive, to live without fear. Imagine yourself waking tomorrow with the quiet certainty that money flows easily to you. This is the secret. The words are simple, but the feeling is the true key. Without feeling, the phrase is just sound. With feeling, it becomes law. So tonight, when you lay your head on the pillow, do not beg for change. Do not plead for money. Instead, declare. Declare it with calm certainty. I am wealthy now. and then allow sleep to carry it into the vault of your subconscious. Neville said, "Dare to assume you are what you want to be, and you will awaken to find that it is so." When you dare to claim wealth as yours now, your subconscious accepts it as fact. And because the subconscious never fails, your outer world must eventually reflect it. Do not complicate this. Do not wait for the perfect moment. The moment is tonight. The words are simple. The power is already within you. Say them, feel them, and sleep in the assumption of your wealth. How to repeat it correctly. Now that you know the phrase, you must learn how to use it, because it is not enough to simply say the words. The way you say them, the way you feel them, that is what opens the vault of your subconscious. Here is how you do it. First, prepare yourself for bed as you normally would. Turn off the lights. Let your body relax. Let your breathing slow. Do not rush. Do not carry the day into this sacred moment. This is not ordinary sleep, this is creation. As you lie down, close your eyes gently. Do not strain. Let your body sink into the mattress as if the earth itself is holding you. Feel the weight of the day dissolving. Every worry, every thought, every responsibility can wait, because in this moment you are stepping into the workshop of the night. Now, in your mind, begin to whisper the phrase, "I am wealthy now." Say it slowly, do not force it. Do not repeat it as if you are trying to convince yourself. Speak it as if it is already true. Calm, steady, certain. With each repetition, feel the words dropping deeper, not just into your mind, but into your heart, into your chest, into the very center of your being. The goal is not to shout. The goal is not to beg. The goal is to sink into the feeling of wealth as though you already possess it. If distractions come, and they will, do not fight them. Simply return to the phrase, "I am wealthy now." Let the words become like a soft rhythm, guiding you closer to sleep. Neville often said, "Sleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled." This means that you are not trying to get something. You are resting in the assumption that you already have it. You are not planting a seed with doubt. You are planting it with certainty. So imagine, as you whisper the phrase, that your bank account is full. Imagine that the debts are erased. Imagine the relief, the gratitude, the freedom that comes with abundance. Let that feeling rise in you, even if only faintly, and attach it to the words, "I am wealthy now." And here is the most important part. Allow yourself to fall asleep while still repeating it. Do not end the practice with effort. End it with surrender. Because when you drift into sleep with those words echoing in your mind, the subconscious takes over. It receives the phrase as fact. It begins at once to rearrange your world to match the assumption. This is not repetition for the sake of repetition. This is alignment. This is how you impress the subconscious correctly. So tonight, as you close your eyes, remember, say it softly. Say it as truth. Say it until sleep carries it deeper than thought, deeper than reason, deeper than doubt. I am wealthy now. And when you wake, you will have planted the seed of a new reality. Feeling is the secret. Words alone cannot change your life. You can repeat 1,000 affirmations. You can whisper them all night long. But if there is no feeling behind them, they fall flat. They remain on the surface of the mind, never sinking into the subconscious. Neville Goddard made this clear. Feeling is the secret. The subconscious does not respond to words. It responds to the emotional vibration, the inner conviction, the silent certainty that accompanies the words. So when you whisper, "I am wealthy now," it is not the sound that matters. It is the way you feel when you say it. If you repeat it with doubt, the vault of your mind hears the doubt. If you repeat it with fear, the vault hears the fear. But if you repeat it with quiet joy, with relief, with the sense that it is already done, then the subconscious accepts it as truth. Think of the last time you remembered a dream. It wasn't the details you carried with you. It was the feeling. The emotion of the dream lingered, even when the images disappeared. This is how the subconscious works. It does not cling to logic or reason. It clings to feeling. So tonight, when you use the phrase, do not simply say the words. Pause between them. Let them echo in your chest. And ask yourself, if I were truly wealthy right now, how would I feel? Would you feel relief? Would you feel gratitude? Would you feel freedom, the lightness of not worrying about the next bill? Capture that feeling, even faintly, then wrap the words around it. I am wealthy now. Do not strive, do not pretend, simply assume. Allow the body to soften, the breath to deepen, as if the weight has already lifted. This is how you attach emotion to the phrase. This is how you move it from the surface of the mind into the depths of the subconscious. Neville compared imagination to a womb. It gives birth not to what you wish, but to what you feel real. If you feel lack while saying the words, you plant lack. If you feel abundance while saying the words, you plant abundance. It is not about effort. It is not about convincing yourself. It is about surrender. It is about slipping into the state of the wish fulfilled and resting there until sleep carries you away. So do not rush this. Do not treat it as a task to complete. Treat it as a quiet ritual, a gentle entry into the life you choose, and each night, as you surrender to the phrase, remember. The words are the seed, the feeling is the water, and together they create the harvest you will one day wake to find, invisible testimonies. You may be wondering, does this really work? Does repeating 4 simple words before sleep truly have the power to change your financial life? Let me tell you some stories. There was a man who lived in constant debt. Every night he worried about bills, about how to make rent, about how to survive another month. But then he heard Neville's teaching. He decided to try. It felt foolish at first. How could whispering, "I am wealthy now," make a difference? But he did it anyway. Night after night, as sleep took him, he repeated the phrase and imagined himself free. Within weeks, his employer offered him an unexpected raise. Not because he begged, not because he forced, but because the world simply mirrored what he had already accepted within. He went from barely surviving to finally breathing. There was a woman too. She had lost her job. Her savings were almost gone. Each night she cried herself to sleep, certain that her future was collapsing. Until one evening, she remembered Neville's words. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So instead of crying, she began to whisper, I am wealthy now. At first, she didn't believe it. But slowly, something shifted. Her tears turned to quiet peace. She began to sleep in relief rather than despair. 2 weeks later, she received a phone call. A company she had applied to months earlier offered her a position, better pay, better hours, better everything, and she knew the shift had begun the night she dared to feel wealthy while still unemployed. And then there was another story. Perhaps this one is closer to you. A person tired of struggling, tired of chasing, tired of hoping. Someone who had tried every method, every system, every strategy, only to feel empty. Until one night, they stopped fighting. They stopped asking. They simply surrendered to the phrase, I am wealthy now. No resistance, no logic, just trust. And life responded. A friend suddenly offered to repay an old debt. An idea appeared, small but powerful, that grew into a stream of income. The world shifted, quietly at first, then unmistakably. Because once the subconscious accepts wealth, reality must follow. Do you see the pattern? None of these people forced the change. None of them begged. They simply assumed. They simply dared to feel wealthy before sleep. And the world mirrored it back. So tonight, when you repeat the phrase, remember these invisible testimonies. They are not accidents. They are not fantasies. They are evidence of a law that never fails. And one day soon your story will join them. Because when you plant the seed of wealth in the night, your morning must bring the harvest. You at the crossroads of destiny. Tonight, you stand at a crossroads. It may not look dramatic. You may be in your bedroom, the lights dimmed, the world quiet. But in this moment, a choice is before you that will shape the direction of your life. Every night you walk one of two paths. The first is the familiar path of worry. You carry your debts, your fears, your doubts into the darkness. You whisper to yourself, how will I survive? What if it doesn't work out? I never have enough. And though you do not see it, those whispers become commands. Your subconscious accepts them as truth. And tomorrow, the world bends to reflect the poverty you rehearsed the night before. The second path is different. It feels strange at first. It feels almost too simple, too easy. But this path is the way of imagination. It is the way Neville Goddard revealed. It is the path where you close your eyes, release the day, and plant a new seed in the soil of your mind. On this path, you whisper, I am wealthy now. You say it not as a wish, not as a plea, but as a declaration. You let the words fall into the silence of your being until they feel like truth. And then, as sleep takes you, the vault of your subconscious seals them inside. And tomorrow, the world begins to obey. Which path will you choose tonight? This is the crossroads of destiny. To one side, the old story, the heavy chains of fear and lack. To the other side, the new story, the quiet assurance of wealth already yours. And here is the truth. No one else can choose for you. Not your family, not your employer, not your past, only you. Neville once said, you are already that which you want to be, and your refusal to believe this is the only reason you do not see it. The door is open. The vault is ready. The law is waiting for your command. So tonight, when you lay down, you decide, will you carry the old words into your sleep, the words of lack and worry? Or will you dare to carry the new words, simple, powerful, undeniable? I am wealthy now. Feel it, own it, rest in it. Because destiny does not happen by accident. It happens by assumption. And the assumption you choose tonight will write the story of your tomorrow. The crossroads is here. The choice is yours. And when you choose wealth, when you dare to sleep in the feeling of abundance, the world itself will rise to meet your decision, the seed of your new life. Tonight, you have discovered something sacred, not a trick, not a secret formula hidden in shadows, but a law that has been here since the beginning, waiting for you to notice it. You now know that the last thought before sleep becomes the first creation of tomorrow. You now know that the subconscious does not argue, does not question. It only accepts what you feel as real. And you now know the phrase, simple, clear, powerful, I am wealthy now. This is not just a sentence. It is a key. It is the doorway between who you have been and who you choose to be. It is the bridge between lack and abundance, between fear and freedom. So as you prepare for bed tonight, remember this. You are not just going to sleep. You are stepping into the workshop of creation. You are entering the vault of your subconscious, and you are carrying with you the seed of wealth. Do not underestimate what you have learned. Most people go their entire lives without realizing the power of imagination. They beg, they struggle. They fight the outer world, never realizing that the inner world is the source. But you know now. You cannot pretend you don't. You carry the secret. And if you feel even a spark of truth in these words, then this is your invitation. Commit to this practice. Tonight, whisper the phrase. Tomorrow night, whisper it again. Do it until it no longer feels like imagination, until it feels like the only truth. And when that happens, when the feeling of wealth becomes natural, the world will have no choice but to mirror it back. This is the path Neville walked. This is the path you are being called to walk, and you do not walk it alone. Every time you return here, every time you listen to these words, you are reminded of who you truly are, the creator of your own reality. So before you leave, make sure you subscribe to this channel right now, because here, every week, you will find another key, another doorway, another reminder of your infinite power. And if you miss even one, you may lose the thread that leads you deeper into freedom. And now, as this video ends, your journey truly begins. Close your eyes tonight with the words on your lips, I am wealthy now. Let the feeling carry you into sleep. Let the vault of your subconscious accept it as truth. And tomorrow, watch for the first signs of change, because they will come. And when they do, return here, share your testimony, and inspire someone else who is still standing at the crossroads. The night is yours. The wealth is yours. The choice is yours. And next time, I will reveal why so many sabotage their dreams, even after imagining correctly, and how you can avoid the one mistake that keeps most people trapped. Until then, sleep in wealth and wake in freedom.